Freddy, are you ready to eat? Are you ready to eat? Freddy, Fred. Hello everyone. I'm a little bit behind, but tonight we will get to see more than just Fred because I have decided it's going to be a triple special. The first part is obviously we will get to feed Fred and we will get to see Fred. The second part is I am running behind schedule and I really need to thread my mustache, so I'll be threading my mustache. But before I thread my mustache, we're gonna use Mom's rice cooker for the first time since I took it home. And Aaron still hasn't eaten dinner yet, so what I'm gonna do is we are going to cook some rice and maybe fry some rice, but maybe I will just stop at the cooking rice bit. I'm very curious to see how that rice cooker works because I haven't seen my mom use that rice cooker in a very long time. So here we go. Let's see. I'm gonna pop out your chat. Yes, Freddy. I know, baby. These pants Mom bought for me. You've probably seen them before in the very first Budget Eats shot on my cell phone. I don't think I've worn them since the pandemic because all I've been doing at home is cooking, and these are very light green. They're like the lightest shade of jade green, and so I didn't want to ruin them, but you know what? Mom was always saving things, and I'm just like, let's not save things anymore. Ready? Your turn. Your turn to eat. Your turn to eat. How was he with the slogan today, Aaron?
He was a good boy.
Oh, good, Freddy. Good boy. I just realized I've gotten absolutely no footage of going live or any some such, so let's get some of that footage in. Right, Fred? Hi, Freddy. Did I just kick you in the head? Sorry, bud. Uh-oh, what happened to Emily's dad? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I forbid anyone else's parents from getting hurt or dying, okay? We are limiting parental injury and death to 1 per season now, and I took that spot, so, you cannot. Emily's dad, you cannot. We can't go over quota. It's just not done. How do you feel about me putting in a little bacon fat to the rice?
Supportive.
Good. Let's be honest, if it weren't for Fred, I would have no viewer base. I hate to interrupt your Fred viewing, but I just want to show you how clean this pot is. You can still see the old remnant. I didn't clear that off because I feel like it could be good at conducting heat. The inside is a little bit gnarly through use. I mean, aluminum pots will do that, but I'm going to be putting in a little bit of bacon fat at the very bottom. Hopefully we can get some little crisp. And I'm gonna scoop it straight solidified to the bottom. Okay. This bacon fat is from June 14, 2021. I would say like 2 tablespoons worth. Yeah. As far as the rice, I had it soaking for about an hour beforehand. I was originally going to make it in this pot, but then I was like, wait, we have a rice cooker. Let's use it. This rice is California sushi rice that was best before January 2021 that I stole from the test kitchen the last time I was in there. And I was like really tired of seeing random open bags of rice that were slowly going past their best by dates, that were being neglected, and all the same time we were ordering new rice because everything's chaotic in the pandemic. We have freelancers coming in and out, and everybody's just like, we need this for this shoot, so let's order it. So now we just have like open bags of everything everywhere. So I was like, all right, let me take home all of these expired bags of rice and let's use it. So that's what we got here. No, Freddie. Mine. Excuse you, I don't want cat hair in my rice. Are you done with your din din? Oh my god. So we're gonna go with the very non-scientific ratio of water to rice, which is submerge it until your first knuckle pops up above the surface of the rice. Okay, so the surface of the rice to the top of the water should be your first knuckle. So that feels about right. And that's gonna go in here. And then I need to plug this in, and it's not a very long cord, so I'm gonna have to do some magic. And then that's it. And then we wait. I wonder how long it's gonna take. I'm gonna set a 30-minute timer just to see how long it takes for that to cook. All right, we got 2 things down. The next thing is for me to thread my mustache. Yes, coconut rice is amazing with coconut milk. Absolutely agree. it's like a phone jack. It is thoroughly broken, and Fred loves chasing it around. Trash cat. Oh, except when I scare him with it. Oops, sorry, Fred. Okay. Ooh, it's already sizzling. Do you hear it? Sizzling. Okay, I got a mirror, got the rice cooker going. The rice cooker is closed, so no mustache hair is going in. Don't worry, I'm not that gross, just a little bit. I take black thread. This one works way better than any other thread. I take about arm's length, probably too long. And then I close the loop. I think I said I was going to thread mustache hair on a live a very long time ago, and I never did it, so here we go. Close the loop, and then you have a loop. When you have a loop, like so, I don't know if you can see it because it's a very thin thread, I twist it to make like an infinity sign about 4 times around, and you see how if you move your index finger and you stretch out your digits, it moves the intersection of that thread. So basically, I just stare at the mirror. Obviously, this would be better if you had like a magnifying mirror so you could see all of your flaws, but I just line up my hair in the crosshair of the intersection and I move the thread. Just beware if you've never threaded your own hairs before, it extremely hurts right on your eyelid. So. It also helps sometimes if you have oily skin like I do to slightly dampen the area, just so that your thread can have a little bit of grip. Now I usually do this right after I shower when your pores are still open from the warmth of that warm shower. Hopefully you're not taking a nice cold shower in the middle of winter. But because I was running late for the live, I was like, oh, well, guess we're doing it on live. That's about it. When I shoot videos, I usually thread about twice a week, but I don't think I've done it since Mom died, honestly, so they have been growing real wild. Does anyone else not shave their leg hairs? That was the thing my mom always told me not to do. I think I shaved it once in like high school and she was like, don't do that. It's gonna make your hair thicker. Does anyone else get really self-conscious about the little bumpy bumps on their legs too? Like the hair follicles? Wow, this one hair is very stubborn. Well, you can't see shit on this resolution anyway. I was showing you pictures of Mom yesterday and you were like, I can't see her, it's blurry, so. Oh god, I didn't get all of it. Damn it. If you do try this for your mustache area, definitely use your tongue to like flush out that area and kind of bump it out like that, because that will help you get the hair. Otherwise, you're just gonna be pinching your skin for no reason. So towards the end, when you've gotten most of it, you shouldn't be feeling any pinches. If you feel pinches, that means you're still getting hair off. You can get your unibrow too with this. Tweezers are fine if you have tricky spots, but this can pull out like multiple hairs in one row. So it just depends. So it can be faster this way. I'm all about that lazy efficiency, you know? Okay, I usually just moisturize with water afterwards. That gets some of the straggling hairs off of your face. And then once the water is like 90% dry, I like to go with a moisturizer. We're gonna go with our fancy Ginza that Mom never used. A 2 pump because we're treating ourselves. Mom once told me that you have to be gentle with the eyes, and she always likes to use her ring fingers because that's like one of the least powerful fingers. We're gonna go on the neck like Mom said. Isn't it funny that once Mom's dead, I start listening to her now? Never listened to her when she was alive. That's it. Ooh, almost tripped to my death. Lip balm is essential. Should we go find Fred while our rice is cooking?
Yeah, but it's a TV show, so I think it has to be a little more understandable. June, have you seen Twin Peaks?
Yes, I hated it.
Did you understand it though?
No, I hated it. That's why I hated it.
June both hated it and didn't understand it. She's significantly less intelligent than you, Jason. Or me, because I also can't understand English. Hello, Matthew. Yeah, dude, you're calling me on your phone. Can I buy both of you Bluetooth headsets? Oh, I didn't expect you to. Actually, let me see. Headsets with Bluetooth. Gaming. I gotta add gaming headsets with Bluetooth. That will work with the Switch. True. Wait. No, it doesn't need to work. Oh, yeah. Wait. No, how would that work? Because you need to be on Discord and...
This is the only Fred content you've ever wanted.
Communicate tactically? Okay, the SteelSeries Arctic 9X, Arctis 9X has Bluetooth. Should I buy it at GameStop, bro?
No.
Everybody
love
on
you,
June's live is
though.
currently listening to me right now since her phone is like 2 feet behind me. What do you want me to tell? How many people are watching on June?
327.
327 people.
I love you though. I love you though, Freddy. I love
Pope
you.
Francis? I'm not gonna do that.
You love me too? Even though I annoy the shit out of you.
No, give yourself some credit.
Annoy the shit out of you.
I forgot the name of your show. The evidence of his.
I don't have
Untitled
boundaries when it
was
comes to Fred, okay?
the consulting job. Yeah. Wait, she consults for you, or you consult for her? I'm pretty sure the people watching her random live stream right now are literally 300 times the amount that's ever listened to your radio show.
Can we plug Jason's radio show?
WXIR every Saturday at 11.
Can you plug it into the chat?
True. Well, I listen sometimes, like for the 5 minutes before I call in, so I know what I'm going to be talking about.
Whoa, mad lightning outside.
Jeff does. Oh, it is lightning outside.
Well, this isn't good because I just put out a shit ton of recycling, most of which is paper tonight. So if they don't pick it up on time and it storms, I am fucked.
You're fucked?
I'm fucked. There is so much shredded paper in those bags, and if they tear open, blow all over, we are gonna get paper mache'd in Queens Village.
Matt wants to know what what everybody's favorite Pokemon is. June,
What?
what's everybody's favorite Pokemon?
What's everyone's favorite Pokemon? Go. Mine is Ditto.
June's
Second
Ditto.
favorite is Psyduck.
Your second favorite, June?
My second favorite is Psyduck.
Her second favorite is Psyduck.
Oh, we got 2 Eevees in a row.
2 Eevees
Yes.
so far.
We got 2 Jigglypuffs in a row.
2 Jigglypuffs.
Oh yeah, 4 Jigglypuffs.
And what else, June?
Why don't you watch the live, man? I can't tell you everything everyone's typing.
Because I'm busy.
Well, then I'm busy too.
You're busy scratching Fred.
Yeah, that is busy. Psyduck. We got 2 Psyducks.
Yes.
How's that paw taste, Freddy?
You sound awful, Jeff. I can't hear you. Sigilith. No, that's not your favorite. Your favorite is something like Suicune or something. I don't know.
It's really chomping down on that.
What was that guy? What was that one shit ass Pokemon, Jason? That was like just it looked like just a dumbass.
His paw is right on my hand. He's
What's that?
licking.
Yeah, there's a lot of those. So I'm scrolling up in the chat. Oh. It's pink. He's pink with brown legs and a white crescent on his face.
Oh, thank you for licking me, Freddy. Thank you. Wow, Fred is really giving us a show. Yep, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Where are those super chats where you need them?
Stuffle. That's who it was. That's Jeff's favorite Pokemon. Yeah. I'm sorry, that joke took 5 minutes for me to get to because I couldn't remember the name. So that wasn't very fun. But the important thing is I know what it was. I had to go into chat, find the image I sent, and then reverse image search it. Does Jeff have a Stuffle in Go? Doesn't Go have everything? How do you spell that?
Look at that tail language.
This guy looks even stupider.
Look at that tail language.
His abilities are Klutz and Fluffy. He's a fluffy Klutz. Ooh, but the card looks alright. Wonder if they have it in Ghost Bear. I like Pokemon cards way more than Yu-Gi cards. Because they do the full card art sometimes.
Sorry, is my camera in your way, Fred?
I don't know why you do.
I'll move it. You can hop on. It's raining, raining. Freddie, let me give you a treaty. For that fantastic show. Guys, I don't know if you heard it, but the rice cooker just popped up. Smells really good, and the light has gone out. Listen. I think I put too much water in there, honestly. Whoopsies. Now, normally you're supposed to let rice kind of steam in there for a while, but if you ever do what I did and you put too much water in there, I highly recommend that you just lift it and let the water escape. So that was about 25 minutes. We still have 4 minutes left on the timer. Yeah, I did use too much water. I'm not used to this rice cooker because I think the rice cooker traps moisture better and it cooks at a lower heat, so less evaporation happened. But we'll know for the next time. I didn't fail, I was just experimenting. Aaron,
Yes, dude?
do you want Can I just give you steamed rice instead of fried rice?
I'll take anything you want to do for you, and I'm very appreciative of even slime on a plate.
Okay, so can I make a sauce for you?
Sure, whatever you want.
Can you also help me use up this heavy cream and make oatmeal with it?
United switch your departing flight from Rochester to what? To Phoenix. Phoenix or Phoenix? That doesn't make sense.
Aaron, is this Jollibee gravy in the mason jar?
Yes, you can use that for whatever.
Amazing. Do you also have garlic?
I don't know if there's garlic cloves left in it. There's garlic powder.
This is Jollibee gravy, aka gold. This smells so good. It smells like MSG. How hungry are you?
Pretty hungry.
Honestly, all I ever want to do in life is to make people food. It's moist, but it's not that bad, you know? There is no burnt bottom yet, so I'm actually going to go ahead and cook it again. Let's see if we can get some burnt bottom going. I'm gonna set a timer for 6 minutes. Alright, let's spice up Aaron's rice with some of this. Do you want a spoon? Fred, you want some gravy? Oh, Fred smelled that gravy. For color, we're gonna add some of this that I got from Grand Central Market in LA. I don't know what it tastes like, but it looks pretty. Gonna add on a little bit of our fried chicken furikake. Oh, it popped up by itself. More. Oh, it let me do it again. All right. Here's some garlic powder. Aaron, do you think some tahini? No, tahini's a bad idea.
I don't know what he makes.
We're gonna go in with a little bit of turmeric, just for color, once again. And some crushed red pepper flakes. A little bit of black pepper. And cumin.
Yeah, she's. Or I think this is slowly deteriorating. The best situation is on 13.
Are you ready to just eat a shit ton of rice?
I am. You're quite ready. I should go to.
Can I mix it up for you?
Mix away. Thanks, sis. I swear, you steal this pop. I swear. Don't believe it. Alright. Crisis averted. Little Joker.
I have a feeling this is not going to be spicy enough for Aaron.
The reason I thought we lost that game is like scores in that double. I thought they had double.
Aaron, do you want an egg?
Not if you didn't make it already, it's fine, whatever you make. So.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I can make it real fast.
Alright, let's do it.
Okay, 1 or 2?
1,
Are you sure?
2.
Thank you for the egg idea, y'all. I'm gonna take a bite. Obviously, it's good as fuck. Oh my god. Holy crap, that is so good! Oh my god. Okay, that is a little too spicy for me, but damn. Damn, girl. Oh man, it's really nice to cook with a stovetop that doesn't need a matchstick to light up. Jollibee gravy definitely has MSG. If you think Jollibee doesn't have MSG, you've obviously never had Jollibee. Aaron, I guarantee you this is better than anything you could have gotten from Grubhub.
Wow.
Wow. That's the Jollibee gravy. You cannot beat it. Sorry, guys. I poked the yolk, but it's running down just like it should. All right, Aaron. Here you go. Dinner.
That's great. Are you filming now?
Yes.
Okay. Don't use this. That is amazing. What's the main spices in there?
The main spice is Jollibee gravy.
Oh, cool.
Okay, it's time for me to eat persimmons. Y'all, it has been under an hour. We have done all 3 things we set out to do. Aaron, you now have enough rice to last you for a week. oatmeal first or persimmons first? I'm gonna eat both. No, I'm not a combiner. I don't like to combine things. I like to keep them as separate as possible. I take my sandwiches apart when I eat them too. I do just want to show off this rice though. It is an amazing rice cooker. Wow. Thank you, Mom. And thank you, Instagram, for encouraging me to not give this away. I love it. I love it. Perfectly separate range. Wow, you can taste that kind of rich fattiness from the lard too. It's pretty interesting. It's a little bit like this is gonna sound disgusting, but it's a little bit like soapy butter. How would this taste cold? It's better hot. And there's also not enough Baileys in here. Hi, Fred. Did you hear Baileys? You want Baileys, Fred? What you doing, Fred? There are dates in my oatmeal. It's half dates. All the dates that I got from Egypt that were basically rotting by the time I got back. See, I even eat the persimmon skin separate from the persimmon flesh. I like to separate everything. I just put it all in the Instant Pot. Oats, dates, milk, banana, cinnamon, and I just let it get pressurized. Yes, these have the crunchy nodules. Little Ludi, where do you live? I do have a PayPal, yes. It is my email address. But I'm not giving it to you guys because I don't need money. They're not as crunchy. They're just like tender crunchy. They're not like hard bony crunchy like pomegranate seeds. Yeah, it's like a very soft cartilage crunchy. Wait, I love the Hachia variety. What's wrong with that one? I think these are just 4u's. I don't know what they are. Are they Korean? Are they Chinese? Are they Japanese? I don't know. I just like to eat them.
You just get slapped with it.
I think you can dry these into dry persimmons.
Not really.
I like persimmons at all stages.
Good. I can probably cut it over here. Like, you could love it.
Yeah, you do have to get them super ripe. Look, this is so translucent. The skin is starting to shrink a little bit, and sometimes they'll even look kind of moldy with black spots on them, and that's how you know they're ready. If the skin does not peel off like this, it's not ready. Sometimes if you eat it too raw, it will taste really tannic, like astringent the way a banana peel is. Very unpleasant.
Fucking hell. It's so, I gotta be aware of when I'm gonna.
Aren't all fruits a source of vitamin C?
Any game. There's the difference between a Jigglypuff and a Ruby.
Ruby, I think you are eating them too soon. Let them drop from the tree and then let them ripen for 1 to 2 weeks on your counter. The texture is like a tomato and a nectarine, but the flavor is like papaya, cucumber, and honey.
So Rizzo doesn't really fall asleep.
It's like fresh, sweet, floral,
It was just.
tropical, but not too much of either one of those. I like everything cold, but to each their own. Fred, do you want to sit with me?
Alright, it's up.
I like sitting here, Fred. You want to sit with me here?
Yeah, it's totally,
Come on over, y'all. Oh, I'm sorry, Freddie. Come here. You want to come here? You want to come sit here?
I think that's.
I think I put too much Bailey's in here, which is a good thing.
Yeah, Venus are all. Venus.
I don't have a favorite mango variety. I like them all. You're not supposed to eat them hard or soft. You just eat them when they're ripe. They can be very delicious, even in their crunchy stage, if you let them ripen properly. I've had them both ways. They're very good in a fruit salad. They're very good baked. They're very good raw. They're just good. I like them. Do you see these huge chunks of dates? Half of this oatmeal is dates. Fred hasn't ever tried to escape, no. He's looked at the door before though. Do you want to go outside, Fred? He hates being put into the carrier. The best kind of oatmeal is the kind with a shit ton of cream and a shit ton of sugar. If you treat oatmeal like it's a health food, of course it's gonna taste not delicious because you're treating it like a health food. It's all about how you treat the ingredients, y'all.
It's lovely playing with the sea.
Why are you afraid of dates, Katie?
I was just crazy. I had the bloodlust.
FYI, there are many different kinds of dried dates. They all taste kind of different. Their textures are kind of different. Medjool is still my favorite. But Aaron got me this very, 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 very fancy one. Apparently it was like Prophet Muhammad's best favorite date. He got it for me in Doha. I don't want to think about how expensive it is, but it was probably very expensive. I think Bailey's would taste really good in the 8 treasure kanjis, but I don't know if it's going to taste good in just the rice kind of kanji.
Maybe you should actually find the biggest. So like, better. There's no score. Yeah. Yeah, like they shouldn't be chasing you at all right now.
They're brown. They're very dark molassesy brown. Ooh, my favorite zongzi is definitely red bean or sweet peanut, not salty peanut, not savory. Freddie! Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I did a bad thing. I did a bad thing. Bailey's starting to hit my brain.
Bailey's in the brain.
Mm-hmm. How's your dinner?
That was amazing rice, Jim. So good. I rarely.
You see that whole pot?
Mm-hmm.
That's all for you.
Nice. Rarely do you have steamed rice. Turns out better than fried rice. So the rice cooker worked well?
Very well.
Nice.
I would use less water next time, but I think it was a good texture for what we were doing to it. People are saying hi, Aaron.
Hello, people.
Even I don't remember what spices I put in. You just wing it. What should we talk about, y'all? I'm really digging this parasocial relationship. It's like the best open relationship ever. You're dating 350 people at the same time. It's pretty intense. Chess, I don't really measure the water, but I would say if you're using sushi rice, it's a 1 to 1.25 ratio between rice and water.
Right.
What was your last meal? Okay, you definitely have not seen any lives before if you're asking me what my last meal is. Where did you get the fried chicken for akake? Aaron got it for me from Tokyo when he went with his dad. I'm gonna heat up some more oat, and then we can give Freddie his treat to bring him back. It's peanut butter and bananas, y'all. Come on. Come on. My last meal is peanut butter and bananas.
I guess I never got to tell this story. So I'm just never gonna talk to him. Oh.
I don't have the pumpkin cheesecake anymore. The best combo with peanut butter is bananas. The end. And oats. But not in oatmeal, just in dry oats. Dry toasted oats. Or granola. I will accept either one.
But is Irish, right? Not like
I won't hate you for not liking bananas. That just means more bananas for me. We're almost done with this bottle. Can't wait. Ask Fred anything. Go. Fred doesn't fart. Fred thinks there should be more treats. Fred says meow, 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 meow. Yes, Fred likes the dried little fishes. Fred doesn't like the weather, but it's intriguing. Fred doesn't love you all. You fools. You fools. Yes. Yes to sushi, please. Fred loves me more, obviously. I think if he eats about 12 greenies, he'll throw them up. Cat treats, I don't think are ever sweet, because cats apparently can't taste sweet. Fred doesn't like either one of those. But if he had to choose, litter.
She's what? Well, that, I don't know about any of that, but I know.
Fred is dating me. Fred does not enjoy being hugged at all.
Who's that from? Nice, that's weird.
I'm sorry, my camera's up there again. There you go. Fred doesn't kill anything. Fred hasn't even killed any roaches for me. You don't pick a good dragon fruit, you just don't eat them. Yes, I've given him catnip and he loves it. On his adoption form, he was just gray tabby. But I don't know what kind of... I don't know cat breeds the way I know dog breeds. Are there actually cat breeds? Probably. Do I know them? No. Do I care? No. Definitely don't.
There's 3 of them.
I don't know his birthday. We celebrate his birthday every day. By giving him treats. And loving him. And letting him love us. Yeah, most of the plants have died. Fred does not like being cuddled. What's up, Fred? Fred is retired. Sorry. Okay. It's just me now. Eating drunken oats. Drunken oats! Holy shit, drunken oats. That's the search term. Drunken oats. Drunken oats. My cookbook will only have one recipe. This one.
To do that, I guess. What do you mean why? To kill me and succeed with Rosa.
I don't know how much Fred weighs because he does not like being handled.
Cook with his bed blanket. And then the whole party shows up. Yeah. Credential. He knows what he's doing.
No, he's more than 7 to 8. When he came to us, he was 8. So I'm pretty sure he's like 14 now, probably. I'm guessing. I don't really eat breakfast. I just eat snacks all day. It is raining. It sounds like it's raining.
Not if they decide.
What are Pokemon Oreos?
There's no way we're going to
That's good to know. My favorite snack is anything peanuts related.
Holy shit, she did. I don't know. That's a miracle as far as I'm concerned.
What is peanut juice? That sounds kind of gross.
Eat you dead.
He uses his scratching post maybe 3 to 4 times a day. I don't think my jar saving idea is new, but I'm glad you're adopting it. Whoa, peanut juice sounds delicious. The art in the other room is a Japanese wood print that Aaron loves. It even has its own Wikipedia page. Hello, Kobe and Kozo.
Yeah. Nice.
I made him a concentric circle scratching pose from just cardboard. He seems to like it. He likes to sit on it too. How do I reheat rice? Microwave with a wet towel on top. Either that or I turn it into fried rice. Yeah, the barley malt is very, very expired. It's also from Delish.
Any game we win is a game in which we're successful. And it's
Best before 2017. Okay, y'all. I'm probably just gonna keep eating peanut butter. I don't know what else you want me to do. If there are no more exciting questions, I shall let you go into the world. I shall let you be free. What's the most expired thing I've eaten? A lot. There's a lot of things. Thank you guys all for dropping in. Unopened molasses is probably fine. It's sugar. I'm gonna see how many people actually leave. So far, 15. Ooh, happy birthday, MXN. Barley malt is usually a key ingredient in bagels and pretzels. It is basically a sort of sweetener that isn't very sugary, and it adds a nice little kind of deep molassesy flavor without the kind of medicinal quality of molasses. It's got a very aged sweetening effect. What is the spiciest thing I've ever eaten? Ugly Baby in Brooklyn. Ugly Baby was horrifying. If you like spice, you gotta eat Ugly Baby. What would you do with a ton of butternut squash and jalapenos from a garden? I would, if I could eat jalapenos, I would char the shit out of them. Like, I would broil them until they are basically mostly blackened, until the papery skin separates and blisters out. Then I would strip them. I would remove the seeds for the most part because I don't like spice that much. And, ow, fuck. I just clipped my middle finger on the tripod. And then I would cube the butternut squash after peeling it and seeding it, and I would roast it in the oven and with a lot of olive oil, salt, pepper, maybe even cumin. And I would roast it until they're tiny little cubes. And then I would blitz the blister jalapenos up with some avocado, maybe a little bit of sour cream or whole fat Greek yogurt. And I would just like dip the roasted butternut squash into that jalapeno avocado crema. You could serve it on rice. You could put it in a tortilla. Make a little quesadilla. Yep. Wow, everybody didn't leave, huh? Ooh, I can't feel my finger. I clipped it. Do you see the white? There's a dot of white. I really clipped myself terribly. You missed the paper shredder. Some of you missed Fred yesterday, some of you missed the shredder. I can't satisfy both camps at once, okay? Aaron!
Yes,
I should have crushed some Fritos on top.
that's all good.
Aaron got me this box of Flax Plus multi-brand flakes, and I was like, disgusting, it tastes like rabbit food. And then I proceeded to eat 80% of the box on the first night of opening it. This is why you can't give me cereal. I have no self-control when it comes to packaged stuffs.
Yeah, he hasn't healed me once, so.
My body can handle it, okay? Yeah, each serving is 25% of your dietary fiber, and there's 9 servings, and I probably ate 7 servings already. So 7 times 25 is 175%. It's fine. I'm cool. How's grandma today? She's fine. She's the same. Not gonna lie, I got a little bit annoyed by her today. I recognized in myself the same kind of annoyance kind of rising up to the surface when I was there with her. So it's the same kind of annoyance that I noticed my mom experiencing when my mom used to take care of her at home. So I just left. I didn't want to experience that kind of frustration ever, but especially now. So I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna go. There's no changing Grandma. I've not eaten cow's heart, no, but that sounds delicious. Grandma has some habits that are just like really troublesome and highly aggravating. I don't know if you've lived around Chinese people. They like to do the hawking of the mucus in the throat. Grandma really likes to do that, and she insists that if she doesn't do it, she's gonna develop a very bad cough. So she'll do a really loud hawk where it's just like really gross sounding, really ear busting, and she'll repeatedly do that, and it's just like both unhygienic and extremely loud. And she also has a roommate now, so it's just like doubly embarrassing. You know, my mom used to get really annoyed at her because in a house, like 5 feet away from her, it's really loud, guys. Like, until you've experienced it in person, and it's also just really disgusting if you think about it. So, you know, yeah, I got annoyed at her, and she also kept asking me, like, how's the court thing? How's the court thing? She won't stop asking me about how the lawyer thing's going. She literally knows nothing about what's happening. I'm like, lawyer's not working on it yet. Lawyer's not gonna work on it until next week. But she'll constantly ask me, and she'll be like, did you win the case? I'm like, there is no winning the case, Grandma. Please stop asking me about it. It's just a lot of like questions and this kind of vaguely coded pressure that I feel whenever she brings it up, and I just didn't feel like staying in that environment. So I was just like, all right, Grandma, brought you some photos of Mom. I'll bring you dumplings tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. That's it. That's it. I know she has no company, but she has no friends, guys. She's in America. She doesn't speak the language. None of her friends are here. That's why she doesn't want to be here. But also, when you go back to China, she doesn't have friends there either. So sometimes the best thing to do for both of you, the altruistic thing, is also the selfish thing. So listen, I know she means well. I know she cares about me. I know she wants me to be healthy and all of that. But even if I am cognizant of that, I am still gonna get annoyed. So there's currently no Chinese groups at the rehab center. They have these like white little bits in there. I'm not sure why they're so white. What's in here? Whole wheat flour, wheat bran, cane sugar, flaxseed, oat bran, barley malt extract, sea salt, tocopherols. Oh, that must be the oat bran then. Grandma is definitely worried about the financial situation. Grandma did not go to church with Mom. Grandma pretty much didn't go anywhere. I mean, yes, petty fights happen all the time. My mom had them every single time we met. It just happened. Yep, my poor teeth. Free cereal obviously tastes better than not free cereal. Overly bitchy and passive aggressive is also fine. You expect anyone to not ever get passive aggressive and bitchy? That's fine, normalize it. We can't accept ourselves and forgive ourselves until we normalize all these so-called flaws. It's fine. What would I name my autobiography? That's a good question. Why don't you guys name it for me? Would I write an autobiography? Well, I hate this inspirational quote here. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. C.S. Lewis. Do the other ones have it? Aaron, can I try some of the Sunrise Crunchy Cinnamon too? Amazing. This one, inspirational quote, cinnamon bites and kisses simultaneously. Well, that's not inspirational. That one's for the roaches. This kind of tastes like Kashi heart tart. I didn't bring her anything to eat today because I had to carry so much on me. But tomorrow I'll bring her dumplings. Okay, so that's the cinnamon one. It tastes like corn pops and Kashi heart to heart together. He never says no. He always says yes when I ask to eat his food. Always.
What was that one time? I feel like 3 months ago.
I don't know. This is the vanilla one. Have you ever had the very vanilla purple carton silk soy milk? This tastes like that silk soy milk in cereal form. Bye, Giselle. But honestly, those are both too sweet for me. And I love my rabbit food. Chinese people don't have recipes. I don't know any Chinese person who writes recipes. I don't get stomach aches from mixing different foods. I get stomach aches from eating too much. Remember when I said I was gonna go? And then 20 people left, and then they all came back. My all-time favorite cereal? I want to say Raisin Bran. I haven't seen the homeless people underneath the bridge. I got my like little amenities bag all ready for them, but I didn't see them today, so I didn't want to just leave them there. I did drop them some food that Grandma set aside for them. Grandma gets like packaged breads and juices and little cartons of milk. She doesn't always finish them, so she's been setting them aside for them, and I just bring them a little baggie, and when they're not there, I just leave it on their little mattresses. Freddie, what are you doing? How many of you like this chewing noise, and how many of you feel your skin crawling? Some of you are. Sometimes the roof of my mouth gets torn up. Fred gets zoomies when he's either just pooped, is ready to poop, or is really hungry. Those are the 3 times when he goes cray cray. Oh my god, poor cat. He's definitely run into things, but not that bad. I never got beaten as a kid. What channels do you watch on YouTube other than food channels? Sometimes movie review channels. Mostly food. I used to watch makeup channels. Bye, Melissa. Comfort food of choice is definitely peanut butter, yo. I think Ali Wong is the comedian I can relate to the most because she's Asian and a woman. The app I use the most on my phone is Instagram. I have sufficiently bored Fred. I never liked Margaret Cho. I wish Aaron got zoomies. Splurge food, cheese, and apples. I don't know if Aquafina has good jokes. I feel like she's just a really nice human. I liked Aquafina when she was like a rapper, like a joke rapper. Yes, I always let Fred sniff everything. Margaret Cho was always a little too like, I don't know. I was always a little embarrassed that she was my Asian woman representation. Maybe that's not very feminist of me, but hi Fred. What you doing, hun? I didn't pay attention to Aquafina being called out for black scent. The farewell was amazing. I cried. I cried so much. I told my mom to watch it. I don't know if she did. I think Blaccent is when you try to talk maybe in like urban ebonic form. I'm guessing, but I'm not caught up on the fiasco. Fei Wong is gorgeous. I don't think Fred has ever watched that. Do you recommend it, Cindy? Do you think he would like it? Right. Ashley composition. I kind of agree. Fred, I will offer you treats. It's not fair for me to be eating without giving you treats, right? I've been thinking about getting a bigger apartment, period. I've been thinking it for 2 years now.
Yeah.
What are fox eyes? What is Asian fishing? What is Asian fishing? What is that term?
We're all done now. Is that close enough? Go tier 2 and stuff.
How do you bait Asians? That's what I was thinking, stop them. I was thinking if I fix it up too nice, I might want to stay there, but I don't want to stay there. It's too far from the city. You want a bran flake? No bran flake.
What? Oh, nice. Yeah, some games just happens.
This is my Fred hand. This is my cereal hand, okay? I've had him since March. The cutest thing Fred does is be Fred. I love him completely and totally. He is the best cat I could have ever hoped for. He is so nice and kind, and he almost never destroys anything on purpose. Emphasis on almost. Fred will lie next to me, but he doesn't like being hugged. Bran flakes, bud. And he's very soft. Freddie, you have so many fans. Do you think anti-vax propaganda should be banned from YouTube or demonetized? No. Because freedom of speech. Fred has unexpectedly eaten some human foods. I don't remember what though.
Have you ever played Among Us?
Fred will sometimes sleep with me until I accidentally kick him off the bed. Do you want to boop? Will you let me boop you? Freddie, can I boop you? Boop. Boop, 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 boop. You can have a treat. Boop. Very good boops.
I missed both of it.
Nothing is worthy of censorship. Our world is filled with misinformation, though. It's pretty dangerous for us to determine what is misinformation and what isn't. Obviously, we believe as a society in utilitarianism, right? So obviously it seems like getting vaccinated for the most part will yield in the greatest amount of happiness for the largest amount of people. Our world is ruled by utilitarianism. However, like all isms, there is a limit to the scenarios in which utilitarianism will always yield the best result. I just don't know if censoring misinformation will cure us of the root of misinformation. Why do we believe vaccines to be harmful? What is spurring that school of thought? Why do people gravitate towards it? Like, we as a society love to treat the symptom, and we don't like to address the causes, because it is much more complicated to address the causes, right? Much easier for doctors to just give you a pill and tell you to take it, and hopefully cross your fingers, turn around in 3 circles, and hope you get better. Much harder for us to follow a diet in which we eat a lot of fresh fruits and veggies that are grown by local farmers, that don't have to get trucked from hundreds and thousands of miles away, that is grown in soil that is all wasted, and there's just so much. Sorry, I got cut off. Did the anti-vaxxers cut me off? Or did the vaxxers cut me off? It's a conspiracy theory. Do you think anything should be removed from the internet? I mean, obviously, I'm not a fan of like the real snuff films where people are getting beheaded. Like, I think there's something truly psychologically damaging. I think like child pornography, I just don't think that should be allowed. I think anything that immediately displays bodily harm is off limits to me. Like psychologically, I can't stomach those types of things. So in a selfish way that I haven't quite worked out rationale or logic to, I don't want those things to exist on the internet. But as far as opinions, right or wrong, I think we should let it all fly. How many subscribers did I lose?
Yeah. I feel like a lot of Lucarios think they're stronger than they actually are. Like, I'll often they'll go on me, and I'll listen to them. What are we doing here?
I don't think punishing people will treat the problem. Or you can say it treats the problem, but it won't cure the problem. I did Vax. I got Moderna April 5th and March 4th. It felt truly shitty on March 5th. Not March 5th, May 5th. Did I say March? Sorry. April 5th and May 4th. And then May 5th, I felt so shitty. I thought I was gonna film. I could not film at all. I just felt so bad. But I didn't die. Mom got vaxxed fully in June. Many people have come up to me asking me if mom got vaxxed after she had died, as if the vaccine is what caused her death. Even my own father believes that perhaps the vaccine expedited her blood pressure or cholesterol issues. My father is not vaccinated for that reason. There's a lot of skeptics in the Chinese community, I think. Oh yeah, my period was also very fucked up after the vaccine. Yeah, my period was kind of irregular. The second Moderna shot really brought it on. Oh, I stepped on a crunchy. It is now all crumbs. Watch us get demonetized. PK, exactly. I'm just saying that if most people are getting vaccinated, then I'll just do it. Because individually, I'm not that important, okay? And if I die, then I die. It's not a big deal. It's gonna suck for the people around me who like me, but like, if I die, it's not a fucking big deal. People are acting like if they die, it's a huge deal. It's not. How did my mom's death affect you? It probably didn't. You probably feel bad for me that I'm going through grief, and because I'm very vocal about it, you probably feel more empathy for me. But if you didn't know me and you didn't know my mom, her passing would not have affected you at all. So I think we just have to broaden our views on how much an individual life is worth, because our society has made it plentifully clear that lots of lives are not worth shit, right? So if that's the way we are okay with treating other people that exist in the world, then we should be okay with treating ourselves with the perspective that we are not worth shit either. Why should we be worth more than anyone else in the world? Why does it matter that we live or die? I'm not attacking anyone personally. I'm just saying, I don't think it matters if we live or die. Well, it is by choice, as much as living in capitalism is by choice. We believe in the culture of choice because we've been taught we have choice. But the school of thought that we have choice is actually a huge lie. We don't really have that much choice. Individually, we have a choice of whether or not we want to take a job, but societally speaking, we don't really. There's only such a number of well-paying jobs, and then we pay the rest of the jobs shit. And if you don't have the connections or the fortune or the luck to get into the better paying jobs, then you get stuck in the shit bottom getting paid shit nothings, working shit hours. You think you have a choice. You believe in meritocracy because you've been taught meritocracy, but you don't have much of a choice. That's it. Truly think about what choices you actually do have. If you choose to not participate in capitalism, more likely than not, you're not going to find a commune like the one we keep daydreaming about. You're going to be flat out on your butt on the streets. You're going to get ignored. And you're going to have people come up to you and say, you deserve this. You deserve to be homeless. You deserve to be poor because you chose not to play by the rules and you chose not to participate. You chose, right? Choices. Do we have them? And this is something that Aaron brought up to me when we were walking one day and we saw people living under a bridge, not the one that I live nearby, but in Brooklyn. And Aaron was basically like, this is what capitalism does. It forces you to go into the system. And if you don't go into the system, you basically get cut, loose and dry. And then you're left to die. That's it. But we have this myth and we have this fairy tale that's like, well, you see people doing well. You see June doing well. See, if everybody could be June, then we would be great as a society. But that's not how it works, right? How much abuse have I had to endure in my previous professions and in the current one to stay in the system? How many times have I cried at work because I didn't want to do that work, because I didn't want to feel the way that I was feeling that work made me feel? How many times do I have to swallow societal cum to survive? You know? It's basically a sort of lifelong rape. You have a choice to say no, but you'll pay the consequences for saying no. I know a lot of us say that greed is the root of all evil, but I actually think there is something that tops greed on that umbrella of effects, and I think that is ultimately insecurity and denial. It's insecurity about how meaningless we are, and it's denial about our mortality. It's those two things combined that make us greedy, because if we act out on the greediness and we fulfill what greed wants, which is more of whatever, we get this buffer, this sense of protection from the inevitable. Exactly why are people greedy, and what do they think the wealth brings to them? What up, Donna? And at this moment, I'm wondering what percent of viewers are like, gee, I wish June had stopped an hour ago. Jay-Z, I don't know where you are, but tests are free here too. Were you religious before, and what changed for you? I answered this on a couple of previous lives, probably because I was digging up some old letters I had written to mom or in my journal, and it kept mentioning God. I was raised, when I immigrated here to the US, Christian. I was baptized around 8 or 9 years old. And I was baptized mainly because I wanted to eat communion. I was like, why does mom and dad get to eat communion and not me? I want to eat that cracker. So I got baptized. And then I went off to college, and I was like, this Bible thing, it's kind of weird. Lots of things don't make sense. Who is this God thing? So I started thinking too much. Actually, composition, going back to your comment about your counseling class and mental illness and symptoms of living, I agree to a certain extent. A lot of our current mental illnesses, especially the more pervasive ones, I think are societally caused. Neoliberalism loves to blame it on our individual biochemistry, but things like eternal lifelong stress, anxiety, and depression, I don't know. Just doesn't make sense that more of us are getting sicker. Church wine is always red. I did used to fear God. Fredo is by the door. Do you see him? I mean, Rudy, I definitely think my depression colors some of my worldview, for sure. This is not a gold spoon. Naoko gave this spoon to me. It's a mini spoon that hangs on my mug. It's a kitty one.
It wasn't a great plan. Like, if you're chasing cardboard, you need a way to catch up.
Full deluded leftist? You mean I'm not there yet? What else do I have to do? Aaron doesn't want to participate in our lives. Aaron feels awkward in front of the camera. My personal draw to religion was that my parents believed in it, so I obviously at the age of 7 believed in it because whatever my parents believe must be right. I was also very, very sick as a child. I had a thing called IgA nephropathy. There was a chance that the condition would worsen and I would have to be on dialysis for the rest of my life, leading up to kidney transplants if it got bad enough. And I think that kind of mortality was a big drawing point for my parents, and me following along in their footsteps and their beliefs used God as an anchor and religion as a form of perceived protection against the inevitable death and decline of our bodies. Yes, I went to the Chinese congregation and we never let the priest give it to us. Like, the Chinese congregation fully had you take the wafer off the plate yourself. And we actually didn't sip the wine from the cup. We just dipped our little wafer in the cup. That was how the Chinese congregation mostly did it. But when we had mixed service with like the white American congregation and also the Hispanic congregation, the priest would always just like feed you, and I was always like skeeved out a little bit. So my grandma said after my mom died, she no longer believed in God. Bye, Tea Park. But I'm just like, Grandma, whether or not you believe in God has nothing to do with how this works. Like, if it took the death of your daughter to stop believing in God, then my God, you have had a sheltered experience, a sheltered existence, or a sheltered mental block. Because you have not been paying attention to the other randomness, chaotic happenings, and nonsensical outcomes of the world. My mom dying this way was a shock to me. I hate it. I am so hurt by how it happened. It truly felt like an outlandish tale to say that I was in Egypt when a stranger who turned out to be my neighbor Instagram DM'd me to tell me that my mother had died. Like, how weird. But worst things have happened. Like, much worse things have happened. And I don't actually think my grandma really believed in God, to be honest. She was raised under communist China. The state always comes before religion. The state always comes before God. There is no God outside of the state, as far as communist China is concerned. Being a Chinese immigrant family who was also Christian, extremely conservative. All that kind of no sex before marriage stuff. I think being raised conservative definitely didn't not have an effect on my asexuality.
After the game, it was like immediate
I did not request an autopsy on her.
walking around the map, like storing for numbers of people, or it would just be a source of purpose.
I didn't see a point. It was ruled natural by the police. So, cutting her open and figuring out exactly what happened in her body didn't really seem to matter at that point. She was already gone.
You almost more or less. How come you don't know?
Yeah, I too appreciate that about a religion that encourages you to embrace the uncertainty of your faith. That is the best thing you could hope for.
Well, since I bought all the Halloween stuff already, I'll just buy
Why do we assume that God is good? Why do we assume that God operates on our level of morality, if God exists?
one pumpkin. The first one, and then 2 pumpkins. Wait, but then I can play Burpee's back with the Daniel. Oh, okay.
Oh, so sexual orientation is a huge debate, right? Like, are you born gay? I don't think there's a one pathway to being a certain way, you know, whether it's sexual orientation or whatever other identities you are covering. I think different people have different ways of coming to who they are.
2 pumpkins.
So,
But I can gamble more. This is the children's game, right?
Mom and Dad came to North America because it's seen as the land of the free, right? Home of the brave, land of the free, freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom of religion. Everything we didn't have in China.
Burning it from like one of the boxes.
What was I like in high school and college? I don't think I'm the best person to ask. The biggest writers and thinkers that have had an influence on my current schools of thought are pretty much all authors that I encountered in a class called Postmodern Religious Thought. I felt particularly drawn to The Object, the idea of the abject by Julia Kristeva. I don't quite know if I can summarize Derrida, but Jacques Derrida's ideas really soaked in quite a bit. I didn't really understand Heidegger, but I felt like there was one thing about Heidegger's concept of once you start to define something, you start to become inaccurate. That really stuck with me. Levinas's thoughts about self and other and the continual violence of existence, that as soon as you have made the decision to live, you are committing violence, that has stuck with me. As far as fiction writers, I find myself drawn to the inescapable hells of Kafka's landscape. I think Kafka describes my take on existential horror the best. What is phasmophobia? That sounds fun, but also terrifying. I didn't say God was bad. Jesus Christ. Why you be putting words in my mouth? I only want peanut butter in here. Christians were persecuted in China, indeed. She went to an underground church. No, gummy emojis are fun. Yeah, I was a kid, like I was only 6 years old when my mom took me to those, but it always felt kind of like, what are we doing here? I'm not sure. There definitely have been times where I was like, maybe I am extremely sexually repressed. Can't say never. I just don't know at this point. I also don't feel like it's a part of myself that I need to fix. Like I'm happy where I am. And so if my asexuality is for some reason a result of trauma or upbringing, I guess that sucks in a certain light, but if I'm, I mean, maybe I'm in denial, but if I am okay with being this kind of asexual, then is it a problem anymore? Or is it just a problem because I'm not quote unquote normal anymore, and I don't fit in anymore, and I don't belong anymore, and other people will consider me weird anymore? And what would happen to me if I embrace the weirdness and I just say, like, I'm weird and this is who I am, and I'm fine with it, you know? Like, it's all about how you perceive who you are, I think. I don't know. What advice would you give to someone who is with an asexual partner? Meaning, an allosexual person, aka a normative sexual person, is with an asexual person. I would say talk with them and be totally honest about what you guys want. And be totally honest with yourself about what you need out of a relationship. Because there's only so much any one person can do to accommodate another person, and you can't force that shit. So you gotta be honest with it, as much as it sucks. There are definitely struggles with being asexual, especially when most people aren't asexual. Most people are allosexual. And so if you want a relationship and there's really no media coverage of what it means to be asexual, you have to build your own narrative, and at every single turn you are questioning whether or not you're doing the right thing, whether or not other people think you're doing the right thing, whether or not other people will like you, which will then make you question whether or not you like yourself. And that's when things get really hairy, when you're not sure if you like yourself anymore. Because you're the only person who has to live with yourself the whole time you're alive. And if you don't like yourself, then who will, right? That starts a whole yarn unraveling of self-doubt, self-hate, anxiety, depression, and angst. So I've had to think about this a lot. And for me personally, it's not helpful to say things like self-love is all that's important and fuck what other people think, because like we don't exist in a vacuum. We exist in relationship to others. And so I can't really fuck what other people think, because what other people think has already infiltrated into my own perception. How I think about myself is how other people look at me, right? We talk about the male gaze all the time, and we talk about the internalized male gaze, and we talk about internalized fat phobia and fat phobia. And a lot of the times we don't realize that we no longer know what we ourselves think, because there is no real self, right? Like that's a whole other territory that we're gonna wade into too. if we're talking about this. Because who is the self? Do you actually own yourself, or are you collectively owned by others? There are some scientists who say that we are not our own bodies. We don't own our bodies. Bacteria own our body. That's the whole thing about like gut health and its relationship to depression. Sorry, I had to kill a roach. I couldn't warn you. Didn't mean to scare you. I don't have any recommendations on how to heal gut health, but I do have this book. This is the first food writer I ever interned for, and you could also say that she was also the one who got me the job at Delish, because I applied to Delish once and didn't hear back at all, but then I applied a second time 6 months later and name dropped her, having interned for her. But this one is all about gut health, so I unfortunately haven't read through it yet, but if you're looking to buy a cookbook, you could start here. Yeah, sure, it's possible that being asexual is just a libido issue. Sure, I don't know. I don't have the answers. I can't speak for all people who are asexual. The author is Lindsay Maitland Hunt. I have been having a lot of roaches. They're tiny, yeah. My mom believed in traditional Chinese medicine. I don't not believe in it. What's the difference between friendship and romantic relationship from an asexual's point of view? I can't speak for all asexual people, but from my point of view, I'm not aromantic. I'm just asexual. So there is a difference between being romantic and being sexual. Like, I wouldn't want to cuddle with all of my platonic friends, but I would probably want some sort of physical proximity to someone that I have a crush on. I want some sort of closeness that I wouldn't otherwise share with a platonic friend. There would just be a little level up for me. It might be different for aromantics, but I'm not one. Do we want to continue this conversation? Because if we do, I need to plug in my phone because I'm running out of battery. If I get 5 yeses, I will plug in. If not, I will just let it run out. Yes, ace, yeah. Everything's a spectrum, y'all. Okay. Got it. Got the yeses. meatball, Aaron.
Enjoy.
I brought these home with me because I thought Aaron would like them, and he does. He likes them. And he also put them in the fridge because he likes them in the fridge. I mean, these lives would be not interesting if I didn't interact with you guys. A lot of the interest in live streaming is the interaction, and I find that engaging with all sorts of different points of view generates great discussion. And, you know, like, I can be as wrong or right as you can. It's just a lot of the knowledge that comes about, or our self-concepts, or our concepts and perspectives on the world, come about not because of what we already think, but because of what happens chemically when you interact with other people. That to me is what it means to be alive, right? You are constantly interacting with others, whether it be elements in the environment, or people, or animals, or just experiences. So sometimes I regret things that I say on my lives, but more often than not, people will point it out when they disagree with me, and then I'll just resolve it on the next live. I think I should be able to make mistakes. I think I should be able to say the wrong things, and I think it's really good for me to be able to practice moments where I'm like, editor's correction, I said the wrong shit, I went back and thought about it, and I think I was wrong, or I don't know what to think anymore, or please give me more time. You know, I think that's part of what it means to be a thinker, and I should hope that we're all thinking. I've only deleted 2 lives, and it was on the evening when my wallet got stolen, and I made a 911 call on the live, and I unfortunately said my address on the live, and I was like, that's a bad idea, so I went back and deleted it. I don't worry about the internet being forever. You will just get forgotten. Hi, Freddie. So yes, any more questions about asexuality? I don't have the finesse or the patience to be editing YouTube lives, y'all. I either leave it on or I delete it forever. Oh, it is Friday. Happy Friday. I don't think I can adopt another kitty until we find a bigger place, and that kitty also has to be FIV positive because Fred is. We went to do a viewing. We saw like a co-op apartment for rent, not for buying, and we really loved the layout, but we didn't know that it was no pets, and she asked if we could bring our cat, and the board was like no. So what is my perfect partner? I don't think there is a point in describing the perfect partner. I think when I was younger, I had the societal playbook in my mind. Like when I was 6, I wanted to marry a prince. I wanted the whole fairy tale up until middle school. And then I got super depressed in middle school. My parents started fighting a lot. I saw the gradual breakdown of their marriage over certain issues like money. And I was like, fuck. What is this even? So, a lot of people don't understand asexuality yet, but it's because we don't talk about it. A lot of people didn't understand homosexuality before. We just gotta talk about it. We gotta normalize it. And we gotta be like, hey, it exists. We don't know why it happens. Doesn't matter why it happens. It's just what we like. And this is just what we don't like. You got a problem with that? Why do you have a problem with that? What's your problem? What's a good source to explain aromantic? I honestly don't know because I'm not aromantic. I also don't really have a source to explain asexuality, but I'm sure you can Google that shit. The internet, it's amazing. Have you tried it? Sorry for the slurping. I don't have a tea strainer. So I just use my gappy teeth as the strainer. I have matched with approximately one other asexual identifying person on Tinder, I think. We had some conversations. He seemed really cool. And I was like, let's meet up. And then he canceled on me. And then a few days later, his profile disappeared. And I was like, well, there goes my only chance at matching with an asexual person on an online dating app. So I'm really bummed because I really wanted to hang out with another asexual person who was also on an online dating app. But now we will never know. Fred. What are you doing, buddy? Do you feel asexual or identify? I identify as a demisexual. But it's easier for me to just explain asexual most of the time. Oh, what did my dating app? Aaron, are you still matched with me on Tinder or Bumble?
Let me check.
Can you see what my profile says? I don't think I deleted my profile, but I'm not actively on Tinder or Bumble anymore. Hi, Freddie. With a guy like Fred, why would I need...
Send you screenshots of everything.
Oh, you'll send me screenshots. That means I need my other phone. Okay. Burb, guys. Oh. Let me get you the information you so desire. Whoopies. Where's my phone? Uh-oh. Have you seen my phone? My other phone? My second phone? My boss lady phone? I have 2 phones. Oh, the farts they be coming. Oh, it's right here. Jesus, why didn't you tell me? Where are you sending it?
What's that?
Oh, can you send it on Insta? I only have WhatsApp on the phone that I'm streaming on. I'm sorry. Thank you. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this. There's my cover photo. That was taken in Lisbon somewhere. I wrote, asexual, demisexual in an open relationship. I like dogs, cats, alpacas, and Baileys in my oatmeal. Very into apples. Very into bread. Very into depression. Parentheses, you can call me June. Oh, this isn't a scrolly. 5'3", works out sometimes, undergraduate degree, socially drinker. Wait, why does it say I'm looking for marriage?
Where?
What the fuck? On my profile.
In the text?
No, in the little tab things.
Well, you probably just missed it.
Well, now I have to reinstall fucking Tinder to get rid of the marriage label on my profile that I don't even use. Don't want babies, and I'm a Libra. Wow, what the fuck? Favorite quality in a person: bold transparency, radical honesty, ability to disagree without dislike. And then it has, this is why I was on Tinder, because you can get people's musical tastes, and this is where I got a lot of my music from that era when I was on online dating apps. My top artists on Spotify are Daniela Andrade, I don't know how to pronounce your name properly, Sabrina Claudio, SIR, Daniel Caesar, Bruno Major, Lake Kelly 47, Meg Myers, Nick Dorian, and Angie McMahon. Oh, this is Bumble. Sorry, this is Bumble. Wow. It's been too long. I'm pretty sure that I did not have the marriage tag when I was on Bumble, because I would have noticed that. Yeah, that's shitty. Fuck. What does my Tinder profile say? Do you have it?
That I think is going to be a lot harder for me.
Oh, because you got a lot more matches on there?
Yeah.
Fancy airing, getting matches. God, I'm really gonna reinstall Bumble just to get rid of that shit. Fuck me. I don't think we should pay rent on the commune. I think.
Searched so Tinder lets you search, and I don't have a June or a Josie.
Oh.
So.
Did I delete mine?
I don't know.
What is this? What is this arbitration thing on Bumble? A class action waiver under which both you and Bumble agree to resolve disputes through final and binding arbitration on an individual basis and not by way of traditional litigation in state or federal court. What the fuck did Bumble do to have to change their user agreements to include this class action waiver? Jesus Christ. Should I start swiping on Bumble? Let's fix this shit first. The fuck is going on here? Yeah, the first page in my change my profile is like a paid service page. Sketch, yo. Fucking hate Bumble. What is this? Why is this so difficult? Oh my god. Ugh. Tell us about something nice that happened today. Yes, you're right. Aaron is a very good friend. For all the annoyance that he is, he puts up with a lot from me too. A good thing that happened today, coming home to Woodside, seeing this guy, coming home to Woodside, streaming, making rice in mom's rice cooker, putting some dank ass Jollibee gravy on all of that shit, spices, fried eggs, peanut butter, oatmeal, like all the things that you just saw me do, chatting about asexuality. It's pretty amazing. It won't let me reconnect Instagram for some reason. Whatever, we'll do this later. Yes, you missed the asexuality talk. You're welcome to ask questions again, but you missed the most exciting philosophical part of the live if you missed the asexuality talk. Because we kind of just like cascaded into a discussion about asexuality from other interesting topics too. This is why you don't miss 2 hours of a live. We're already almost at the 3-hour mark. Would you guys say that this 3-hour live is a lot more entertaining than our shredding for 5.5-hour live? Olive oil should just list one source, I think. Asexuality as an identity is so recent. Or it could just be that we are more okay with labeling ourselves with less mainstream stickers now. But yeah, you know, what is an identity if you're not out about it? Is a closeted identity still an identity? It's for sure not a visible one. I think it's just all about visibility. You're welcome, Jasmine. Are you that kind of person who just completely geeks out on a topic? I just like conversation. That's why I do these lives. I just like talking with people. It's kind of narcissistic in a way. Yeah, I'm sure asexuality has been around the way female best friends have been around. You know, we just label it differently. We put up with societally enforced playbook shit because we have to get by. We have to not get ostracized. But now we have become less reliant on fulfilling molds as a way to survive. So, for better or for worse. I don't know what I want to know about you and your lives. I'm talking to over 300 people right now. It would not be tenable for me to maintain a conversation with all 300 of you, with me as the originator of questions. Even if you answered my questions, I would not be able to keep track, and it wouldn't be a conversation. It would just be like me leading a forum of chaos. I'm hanging out at Mom's house for Halloween, and I'm gonna try to put out some giveaway free shit on the lawn and see if anybody takes it. I just found 3 bike helmets. Joe, I'm not sure who Kate is, but if Kate wants to respond, Kate can definitely respond. Diana, I have no idea what you're asking. Is what that bad in China now? Whew. Oh, I'm starting to feel peanut butter in my body. Hello, Freddy. How are you feeling, Fred? I would come to Vancouver again. It's not high on my revisit list, but it was very pleasant. I'm using some really shitty conditioner I don't plan on buying again. I think it's Garnier. I like sativa more than indica. I don't have a favorite strain because I'm not very well versed on weed. But I would like to, if anybody has a hookup, let me know. I would like a little sampler plate so I can taste a little bit of the rainbow. I've tried a lot of things in Jollibee. I don't think I have a least favorite thing to get there. Everything is worth trying. I am practicing self-care. I'm not forcing myself to work out anymore. I'm not forcing myself to make time to go take out the compost. All these things that I want to be doing but don't have the energy for, I am forgiving myself for not doing. And I'm just trying to exist right now. And I think that is the most self-care thing I can do for myself right now. Yes, there's a Jollibee like 4 blocks away from me. I have tried the rice water thing and it actually made my scalp break out in pimples, so I did not like that. Why do you think I live in Woodside? It's because I can smell the Jollibee gravy from 2 blocks away. Freddy? What you doing, honey? You sleepy boy? A little lion. I mean, I for sure think that ace identity doesn't carry as much of a historical risk factor with it, the way gay and trans identities have. I think ace identity is way more easier to hide in a lot of ways, and it's therefore less able to be punished by others for not conforming. So I don't disagree, but I don't know. There's something about your comment, Pose a Pizza Pizza, that is kind of making me feel slightly uneasy. I just don't know what to pinpoint yet. I wouldn't do much for a Klondike bar. I don't think they're that great. I have been to Vegas and I really liked it. Eliza, if you're tempted to tap out, tap out. Do what feels good. There will always be another life. Until there isn't. I haven't watched many shows on Netflix. I really did like The End of the Fucking World, though. What did I eat in Vegas? I went with our Instagram friend Wander Sauce, and he took us to a lot of places. He drove us everywhere. It was really great. Recommend following him on Instagram if you like eating. Do asexuals want to have kids? Again, I would encourage you to not lump all people who identify on the asexual spectrum as the same person. Different people want different things. We just have one shared identity in being asexual. The other parts of us are all different. I don't have a Hulu account. I think my coworker once gave me his login info, but I haven't been able to log back in. I tried watching Santa Clarita Diet. It is not for me. It's too bad because I actually like Drew Barrymore a lot. How do we like this hairstyle? Not a fan. Looks very terrible. I have seen Killing Eve and I love it. I don't really watch Hannibal, no. Growing out the side buzz is very awkward right now, but I think I just have to bite the bullet and just wait for the awkwardness to phase. because I don't feel like buzzing it again. I'm done with that phase. I have not really watched Drag Race. I've seen like clips and episodes when I'm with friends who like the drag scene, but not really for me. I'm not in that in crowd. It is like bangs for the side of my head, yes. Ooh, Anthony Padilla. I don't know who that is. When and why did you decide you are asexual?
Decide. That's a good.
Not quite decide. Just never was a fan of sex. Didn't seem like something I wanted to do. Didn't seem to be a motivating factor for me in terms of developing intimacy with other people. It just wasn't a fit. It's not like I decided to not be a size 0. I just didn't fit the size. Do I wish I could be a size 0 sometimes? Do I wish I could be an allosexual? Yes. Absolutely, I have. But it is just not who I am. Allosexual is the term, like cisgender is the term. We don't want to make it seem like we're deviant for being asexual, the way it makes transgender people seem deviant, that they're not cisgender. So cisgender is to transgender as allosexual is to asexual in a way. Allosexual just means that you're a kind of normative sexual person. You could be hetero, you could be homo, but you're sexual. That's allosexual. How are you supposed to just use them like you would a scrunchie? You just use them like a rubber band. It's the same. I think different people come to be on the asexual spectrum for different reasons. I don't necessarily think you're quote unquote born that way. Always. Some people may be. Some people may have experienced trauma. But it does not matter to me the reasons why you are that way. The only thing that is relevant to me is that you are this way, you identify this way, and you are making known what your boundaries are and what your comfort level is, and that other people should respect you and meet you where you are at. That's it. We don't need rationale and background rationalization to be validating our identities. We identify a certain way, respect it. And if you don't respect people's identities, then I think you should ask yourself why you are not respecting their identities and what it is that triggers in you that reaction. I don't freeze my yogurt. They never really quite freeze creamy. They just freeze like really shard-y. I don't watch Real Housewives. Is that a good cry, Jane? I hope I didn't make you cry, bad cry. I do have Netflix, yes. Do you have something I need to watch? How is Fred different from what you expected? So far, he's an absolute angel. He's different in that I was expecting no zoomies because when I asked the agency and when I asked his foster, I was like, does he have zoomies? We're really worried. Our building doesn't actually allow pets, so it would be awesome if he is elderly and very quiet. And they were both like, yeah, he doesn't have zoomies. He's very quiet. He just wants to be around people. I'm like, great. And then Fred freaking has zoomies at like 4 a.m. every day, which really is disruptive to sleep, but I think we've gotten used to it after 3-4 months. But other than that, he's an absolute angel. He puts up with a lot. He never bites or scratches just because randomly. He always has a reason. It's usually when we're trimming his nails or doing something that he really hates. Understandable. So. Bye, Schneckenhaus. Yeah, I also wondered if I was ever gonna become normal, and then at some point I'm just like, no, and that's fine. Like, it's exhilarating and so fucking exciting to be abnormal. The day that I began to take pride and own my weird identities was the day that I was born into myself in a way. Why wouldn't we want more variety? Five places that I recommend trying in terms of food for New York City. Phayul, P-H-A-Y-U-L, is my number one favorite restaurant in Queens and the city in general. For pizza, thin crust, I really like Joe and Pat's. For Neapolitan, I recommend Una Pizza Napoletana. For Sicilian, Prince Street Pizza, even though they are cop lovers and racists, but they make a really good Sicilian slice. You can also go to L&B Spumoni Gardens way out in Brooklyn. They are like old school Italian mobster. Like, their former owner got shot in his front yard with like $10,000 cash on him, that kind of story. For Thai food, if you like it spicy, Ugly Baby has been fucking spicy as hell. But there's also a really cheap spot here in Elmhurst called Khao Kang, Khao Kang, and it's like served cafeteria style where they just kind of have like a hot tray variety that differs day by day. You pick 3 dishes plus a side of rice for like $10.95 or something like that. Very fast casual type. Really depends on what you want to eat. Like, you gotta tell me. There's just so much to eat in New York, so I can't just give you a top 5. You gotta give me a direction to go in. I don't think I've had Peruvian chicken in New York City, but maybe Aaron has. The first place is not Vietnamese. Phayul is like Tibetan. Thoughts on extraterrestrial life? I don't care. We can let Jeff and Elon handle that. Seems like they're really into it. Maybe they can make some cross-species babies happen. The best vegan food? A lot of people like Superiority Burger in the East Village. Red Bamboo has a lot of like seitan-based dishes. Vegan food. Vegan food. There's a place in Brooklyn called Toad Style. They're vegan. I've never been, but they seem to have like a reputation among the vegan crowd. Hong Kong style Western food, like we've had the kind of toast when we were in Hong Kong, but not much. Bye, Liza. Bye, Brielder. Yeah, I mean, if you hit up Yun Cafe, you are steps away from 4u, and you are maybe a 15-minute walk away from Cao Kong. Do you believe in statutes of limitations? That's a strange question. I don't know how to answer that. I've never met Sola. Is there a fear aspect to being heterosexual for you? Like, well, I identify as demisexual, and I do feel more attraction. Most of my attraction is to men, so I do feel like on a certain level I am heterosexual. Fear factor? Not sure, Julie. Maybe you can clarify that question a little bit, because I'm not quite sure how to answer it, because I'm not quite sure I understand it. Simona, where are you? 6:15 a.m. I mean, Elon basically had an alien humanoid baby. Did Grimes give birth yet? I don't remember psychedelic salads from Leona's. I don't know where that is, but that sounds fucking exciting. I'm sad I missed out on it. What is my favorite Korean restaurant? Okay, there used to be a Korean restaurant on West 32nd in K-Town in Midtown Manhattan called New Wonjo, spelled N-E-W space W-O-N-J-O. And it wasn't my favorite Korean restaurant because of the food per se, but pre-COVID, I don't think they have it anymore, but pre-COVID they used to have a breakfast menu where for like $9.95 or $7.95 or something crazy like that, you can order from a list of 16 breakfast items, and it varied from like dumpling soup to, you know, kimchi tofu simmer, all that kind of traditional Korean home style cooking, plus banchan, plus a cup of steamed rice, plus a bowl of steamed egg, and it would only be that much money. That was my favorite. What do you think of Grimes? I think she's fine, honestly. I don't love her music. But, you know, I don't hate on her. She is kind of weird, though. But, like, she's not that weird, you know? So, I like some Ethiopian food that I've had. I don't think I've had great Ethiopian food. I think I need to go to DC for that. But there is a place, like, way up above Harlem in Manhattan called Scion Cafe, T-S-I-O-N, and their like butter chicken dish, amazing. Also, if you like vegan food and you want Ethiopian vegan food, there's a place in Bushwick, Brooklyn called Bunna Cafe, B-U-N-N-A Cafe. Their injera is my favorite that I've ever had. It's not anywhere as tart as some of the injeras that I've had, and it's also like a really decent selection of vegan plops of Ethiopian food, so highly recommend it if you like it. My parents were not in an arranged marriage. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of friends who live with their parents in the city, and so I've never had parents cook for me, but I would love that. What was your favorite item that you ate on all your first and business class travels? There was a lot of really good food. On the most recent one that we took, Aaron just posted this either today or yesterday, but there was like a English tea time spread for breakfast. They had like scones and little finger sandwiches. Everything that came on that plate was fucking amazing. It tasted like that spread should have cost $46 in New York somewhere. And every single piece was on point. There was maybe one piece I didn't like out of like 12 pieces. So that was pretty amazing. The first thing that I ever ate on a flight that blew my mind away was ANA to Japan. It was just, I don't remember what they call it, but it's basically like a rice dish, also breakfast. Ochazuke. Where it's like rice with green tea poured over it. With like nori, maybe. And it was just so comforting after a really shitty, restless sleep. So I loved that too. Also on that flight, I had ume plum wine, and that was so delicious. So, yeah. Again, you gotta ask Aaron for the Aaron questions. I am not going to answer the Aaron questions. Teresa, do you live in New York City? I would love to have Italian and German food. What is the best food Aaron has ever had in New York City? Ask him.
File.
What? File, he just said.
We're all in agreement.
File.
And PSP.
June, do you have a brand of clothing you specifically like, or is thrift shops all the way not so much about the brand? Correct. It's all about the thrifting, not the brand. I don't have a brand that I like. I don't, in the same way I don't love musicians or whole albums. I just like songs. I only like pieces. That's why I dress really weird sometimes, because I just like putting all the different pieces together. It's kind of like how I cook too, huh? No, Keith, I've never had that, but that sounds fucking good and I want it. Oh, what is the best vegan food Aaron has had?
I don't know. Probably something I didn't really think about was vegan. I'll tell you this, I've never had good vegan food at a vegan restaurant.
Never had good vegan food in a vegan restaurant is what he says. By Chloe was the worst fucking vegan food I've ever had. It tasted like dog food, like soggy, wet dog food. The only thing that was good at By Chloe was their like pimento aioli or something like that. Everything that I ordered was overpriced and disgusting. I used to listen to Bach. I love the fugues. The fugues are incredible. Yes, we have tried South Indian food. There is a place called Eggmania in Jersey City in Journal Square. We've gone a few times. It is fucking spicy and fucking greasy, and it gives me heartburn like nothing else, and it really burns. But it's really good. Bye, Sheila. Do you have a go-to Thai order? I really like lob. All kinds of lob. And I know it's not really Thai, but I really like Pad Thai. My taste buds, my palate is kind of Americanized, so Pad Thai hits all the right spots. Do I have a design aesthetic? Do you think I have a design aesthetic? Whatever junk I have lying around, I put it into the new place and call it a home. Design aesthetic is for people who have the money and the time to come up with an identity to present to themselves and to others. And me, honey, I'm just very tired. What are my favorite areas in New York City? I love Greenpoint in Brooklyn. Carroll Gardens is really nice if you want that kind of rich international family vibe with a lot of boutiques. As far as Manhattan, I like the East Village. Very eclectic, lots of food. I mean, Queens, I'm a Queens girl. If you like to eat, come to Jackson Heights, check out Elmhurst. If you really like Chinese food, you gotta go to Flushing. But there's also another Chinatown in Brooklyn that is overlooked by a lot of tourists on 8th Avenue. That also has a lot of really great food. My favorite egg tart is in that Chinatown. I don't feng shui. The fuck is feng shui though? I don't even know. I always feel overwhelmed when doing budget eats. It was fun the first time, but the stress gets increasingly heavier every subsequent episode. What is a hobby you wish you had more time for? Editing my fucking footage. I want to go to Germany. Berlin, maybe? Am I shredding tomorrow? I'm thinking I might stay in Woodside tomorrow. Just have a nice little break. I've never met Jacques Pepin. Why would you think I've met Jacques Pepin? Anything you wish you were good at? Yes. I wish I were good at dancing. Egg tarts do not lead to egg farts. What? That's not a thing. I don't feel my mom's presence when I'm there sorting and shredding. I feel her sadness and misery when I'm there. That's why I don't want to stay there. I am able to explore other themes.
Dude, I think you've answered about 10,000 questions.
Are you tired of me being live, Aaron? Is this your passive-aggressive way of saying you should end the live?
I'm just observing.
Are you?
Yep.
Wow, it is 12:30. This is a very long live. I don't think I know Anita Lowe. I don't believe in freezing eggs. Like human eggs? Like ovary eggs? Gross. Also, don't freeze chicken eggs. Just don't freeze eggs, guys. Don't freeze eggs, okay? Thank you. I don't have a favorite vegan restaurant, yo. Jesus Christ. I don't really eat vegan food, so I don't go searching for vegan restaurants. If I eat vegan food, it's probably at home, me cooking for myself. Welcome to New York, Keith. I agree, salted eggs are good. I have salted preserved egg yolks They taste very much like Parmesan. They are very salty when you preserve them yourself. Is there anything you are looking forward to tomorrow? I might see my friend tomorrow and meet his cat. We'll see. That would be nice. Nice little Saturday not in Queens Village. Jasmine, don't do it. Don't do it. Salted egg yolks stay pretty good in the fridge for a while, but you can always freeze it if you don't think you're going to use it within the week. Freezing chicken eggs is bad because yolks don't really return to their previous unfrozen state. Egg whites can be frozen, but egg yolks will never return to that state. Egg yolks just kind of stay semi-solidified after being frozen. I like congee. If you had me choose congee or oatmeal for the rest of my life, oatmeal. That was my gut instinct. I immediately want to say congee after that, but oatmeal. It will be a true loss of my Chinese identity if I couldn't have congee again, though, because congee is not just the rice porridge, it's like all the other mixed grain porridges too. So, any ideas of what to do with 2 bushels of apples besides eat them? Roast them in butter. Apple tart tatin. You can juice them into cider. You can use the pressed apple fiber in a cake. But I just really like apples and butter cooked together with a little bit of sugar. You can make apple jelly with a peel. The peel, especially if they're fresh farm apples with minimal wax and pesticide, the peels have most of that very floral, fragrant apple essence flavor. You can cook it down with some sugar and water, and you can make some really, really, really amazing apple jelly. I go through phases, but I always come back to them. Like, I ate tuna sandwich for a whole year in high school. You haven't seen any of my mom's house lives, have you? If you are asking if I've ever used an Instant Pot. I can't put Bailey's in congee, that's just wrong. What do you love about oats? That very special cholesterol lowering texture. That kind of like gelatinousness. It's so creamy and unctuous. It's the same thing that I love about peanut butter. The way it just gets like stuck everywhere. That makes me feel hugged. I have tried some butter. I'm not a huge fan. I love glutinous rice cooked in whatever, period. Where are you seeing Fred? But yes, wow. We are solidly at 350 people. This is amazing. I'm not even saying anything interesting. Maybe I will go to sleep now. Or maybe I will eat the rest of my peanut butter. I guess you won't know. No, I refuse to do a clean my freezer on Delish. I love mooncakes. Stay up until 1? No. I mean, I will. I'm not going to stay on the live until 1, though. So. Actually, composition, you sound like my dad. Don't tell me what to do. My mom's dead. I can do whatever I want now. Not only am I an adult, I have no mother. I love zongs, of course. No TV shows. Alright. That's it. Happy Saturday, y'all. Welcome to the weekend.